All right, we just earlier tonight finished stage 2 of the Prairie State Cycling Series in Elmhurst, Illinois. Had a mostly flat, some false flat course with 6 turns and a really long, slightly uphill drag to the finish line. It started off pretty mellow. It seemed like UHC was going to control things tonight, but we tried to be aggressive again with just 4 guys. There's be selective in the moves that we were going to cover, and we ended up getting behind Shane in the sprint and finishing up with Shane in 7th place. So we got Shane here to talk about basically how those last 10 or 15 laps went, and what we were able to do for you to finish, and in particular how that last lap really played out. 6th place, not 7th place. We had Shane finish up in 6th place.
Yeah, I mean, tonight was just the UHC normal show, so we kind of just sit back, let them do their thing, and we all just stayed together, stayed safe, because there were quite a few crashes tonight.
There were some crashes, yeah. Sometimes when the race is not quite fast enough, guys can get underneath each other, and they just get a little frisky, huh?
Yeah. So after you guys put me in position in the last 3 laps, I was kind of slotted on behind Emil Abraham, who was behind Escuela, who was behind UHC, and it kind of stayed in that order for most of the last 3 laps. There was some fighting going on, the normal guys trying to come up in the turns and brushing that stuff off, but yeah, it played out in that last lap. It was kind of crazy. We came into the straight before the last turn, which was a pretty long drag. That was probably 300 meters?
Yeah, well over 200 meters.
Yeah.
I had identified it as being 2 sprints. There was time to get up to speed well before you hit the finish line, and then there was going to be a second wave that came over the top of that.
Definitely. So on that straight, I was on Emil. I saw Emil step out on the left-hand side as he was going to hit out and try and come over the top before the turn, and I thought, all right, this is it. I got to follow Emil. And right as Emil gets next to Hilton, Hilton just shut it down, just turned left into us, which kind of caused us to lock up a little bit. But at the same time, Escuela, his teammate, took that opportunity and just hit it right up the inside, came through the turn, and just had a perfect run on those guys. And he ended up taking the win. And I came in 6th, and that's what we ended up with.
Yeah, it's tough because we know that with the teams that are trying to basically sprint behind UHC, if we try not to battle each other, eventually one of the other teams is going to benefit from that. And so it was Predator who benefited that, and Escuela managed to almost get the door opened for him rather than closed for him. And for Shane to still hold on for that 6th place, was good considering that he sort of got taken into the curb going through that last corner. So just hope the shuffle falls our way in one of these last 2 races coming up. We have Lake Bluff tomorrow, which is where our host housing is. Really been treated well here actually this year, as our host housing is great, and we're really looking forward to tomorrow's race, kind of race in front of our hosts and seeing what we can put together tomorrow.
Yeah, thank you guys.